And which is that the pump feed valve?
Yeah, pump feed
Yeah,
valve.
okay, so that's going to feed your pump. But you open that before you chill it? I figured you'd use like a vapor or something.
You just open this up right there, and then it goes straight down to your boost pump.
Yeah, down to the boost pump. I knew about that.
It comes down around like that. And then with this valve right here open, it'll come through this line right here and go back into the tank. So this
so you open that's a recirculation, and that's a valve right off the boost pump. Will come right back up here and go right back into the tank.
Yep.
So what it basically is doing is recirculating, and that's what you're doing is you're chilling down the boost pump to be the same temperature as what you're going to be pumping. You're dropping it down to minus 300 degrees.
Yeah, you just want to get some frost covering that pump right there.
And when you get that frost covering it,
that's when you can catch boost. So you got to come in here, and with everything started, you idle up your auxiliary engine all the way. And then
now, just to back up for 1 second, I see the main. You got a power switch here, but I imagine the main power is on this block. You power this up.
There's two of them, one for each engine.
And before you mess with any of the engine, you open the valves and get the boost pump going.
Well, you can start your engines first.
Okay, so you got your motors running, you're cooling your engines off or warming the engines off, etc.
And then you'll open that, and this will be open, so
you already got that one open, and you're recirculating. Now, which one is that? What other valve?
You just need your boost pump feed valve open, that big one right there.
This one that you have to do from out here on the step?
The one that's frosted over right there.
Oh, the one. Okay, so you'd open this valve right here,
yep,
which is your main line. And is this going right into the pump, this line?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it comes out and goes right into the boost pump.
That line right there is going right into the boost pump. So now you've got your boost pump chilled, then you come back and you open this main line.
Now, you open that to chill your boost pump.
Oh, this is where you're going to get the chill from, right here.
That's what you open that valve and you're going to get liquid coming through there, liquid nitrogen. And then this has got to be open so you can recirculate that liquid nitrogen. It'll come out and go down into your boost pump and come out that 1 inch line and go back into the tank.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same procedure we started with, right?
Yep.
Just doing it over again.
Yep.
Okay.
And then after that's frosted over, your engine's already started up. You'll idle this engine all the way up, and then you'll spin your boost pump up until you hear it kick on. You can usually hear it or feel it, the vibration from it. But usually it's about 800-900 pounds of hydraulic pressure. And anyway, you turn that up, and then you let that run a little bit like that, and you'll see your boost pressure right here. It'll kick up a little bit to about 40 or 50, 60, somewhere in there. And then that means you caught prime.
You've caught prime. Now,
you close this valve.
One of the hands was saying that you probably won't catch prime unless you're at least over 20 pounds out here, or
at least 10. I'd go 10. 10 pounds of pressure in your tank. But anyway, after that's cooled down, turn this up, and then whenever you get this turned up a little bit, and this will kick up. So when you got prime, you close this, your restart valve.
You close that recirculation valve, and it'll stop running back to the tank.
It'll push it to your cold end right here.
Okay, yeah.
So when it does that, when you close this valve right here, you watch your boost pressure right here. As you close this is going to come up even more. So, and then whenever you get that closed, as long as it's holding steady, you turn this up to where it's showing 100 pounds of boost.
So this will start rising, but nothing to be alarmed about because you will still be under what you want, and then you'll go ahead and idle it up and get to about 100, 120 on your boost.
And when you open this one, this valve right here has to be open. This is your cold end restart. That'll have to be opened all the way.
Which usually a lot of times is left open.
Yeah, it's left open. If you're pumping down hole, close this, which I'm just about to get to that. So right now you got this closed,
and you're going circulating. Now you're circulating through your pump heads so that you're frosting them.
Yep.
So now that you do the recirc, close it goes over to the heads and starts frosting those over.
Yep.
Okay.
And when those are frozen, that means you're ready to pump. You got boost. All you're waiting on is them to say, open your customer valves. And when they say open your customer valves, you close in your
close
restart
in
valve.
this
You don't want to be pumping back into your tank.
Yeah.
So you close this, and then you open this, and then you're ready to grab it. They'll tell you to come up to your rate. You read your rate, pressure, and temperature on here.
Mhm.
And so you put it in gear, and you throttle it up to the rate you want. And when you get
what's a normal rate? Give us just a rate
well,
number. Usually not 30 barrel a minute.
If you're doing 3,000 square cubic feet a minute, you'll probably be in about second or third gear, and then you'll throttle this up to where your rate's showing 3,000. And you got to make sure it's in lockup.
And lockup will be green. Yep. Now, what is lockup?
That light, come on. Locks up your transmission so it don't burn up. That's basically what everybody's always told me. And when you get this on, pretty much at the same time you get this going, you'll have your heat on. You pull these two up and put that in a pilot.
This is for the burners.
Yep, these two are for the burners.
And that's the pilot light. So
Yep.
you open these up, because this is the fuel and the power.
Yep.
Then you light the pilot.
You put that into pilot, and you push this button right here,
Mhm.
and this light will go out.
The flame out.
Yep. If you don't have a flame, that light will come on. When it's burning, that light will be gone.
Oh, so that's why it says flame out. That's actually lit up. Means your flame did not light. Your pilot's not lighting. You've got a malfunction that we need to address.
You put this is pretty much your air. It's your fan.
The blower.
Yep. And it also has injectors. It's got so many injectors for each one of these. So depending on what your rate is, like say if we're at 3,000, you're probably on low or medium. And then this right here is how much fuel you're putting through this many injectors.
Okay, so when would you adjust the fuel, or know when you need to adjust the fuel? Is there going to be something telling you need more temperature or less temperature?
Yeah, you want to be pumping this degree. It'll show temperature right here.
So
you want this at 100 degrees.
At 100 degrees, and this adding or taking away the fuel will increase or decrease that temperature?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to have this on, because you got to have oxygen too, you know. And depending on your rate, or depending on which one of these you need to be in, at 3,000, I would say probably a medium, and low on your fuel right here. You know. But the harder you turn this in, the higher your fuel's going to be.
After a few times of this, it don't look like it would be that confusing. It's just it takes experience, hands-on doing it, and just a couple of procedures that once it become instant.
Yep.
Instant thought, then you're pumping nitrogen down the well. Now this is a high rater, and I noticed that it's got two engines on it. The mid-rate will only have one engine, and you said it's all automatic, so it's the one that has the gauge on it that shows the little flame range and all that stuff?
This one, no, the mid-rater does.
That's the mid-rater, yeah.
This one right here, you control your temperature.
That's how the computer controls that. You are the
mid-rater, the computer controls it.
Sweet, and it's only because it's a newer truck. Imagine.
Yeah, it's just how they made it. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
And then we're pumping nitrogen down the well.